Hey guys, how are you? No, it's an scheduled live. We are going to do a live tomorrow night. It's going to be later. It's probably going to be like at 8:30 because I know none of you sleep. Does anybody sleep in the special ed world? I don't think that we do. There's no time for sleeping. There's little children's lives to change, right? So welcome. Hey, you guys. Yes, I know it's late. I should be starting my second shift. Yes, it is late. Yeah, you guys jump on in. Thank you. Yes, just want you guys to know that I went and got my synthetic wig color today. I think it looks fantastic. Hey, y'all. Yes. We're going to have an unboxing tonight. So we have merchandise, and we have brand new merchandise. And so I've opened it. I haven't all the way opened it. So I wanted to open it with you guys. Of course, I opened it a little bit because, I don't know anything about waiting. But we're so excited. We have new merchandise. And so we wanted to unbox it with you guys. And we're going to go over the training that we're having. We're getting a lot of questions. Somebody said that I talk really fast. You guys think I talk fast? I don't think I talk fast. I don't think I talk fast. I mean, if they would have let me talk during the 70s, I probably wouldn't talk this fast. But anyway, before we do the unboxing with all of our new merchandise, I did want to kind of explain slowly in my slow Karen voice that what the training is. And so a lot of people have said, oh, that training sounds good, but I'm not going to be an advocate. Okay. So if you sit, what is that? Sorry. If you sit at the IEP table, you're an advocate. So although 2/3 of the people that take the academy or do trainings with us, hey, Aubrey, or go to our in-person intensives or our virtual that's coming up, our very first virtual this weekend, February 12th and 13th. If you're the parent of a child with a disability and you're going to sit in IEP meetings for 100 years, you need to be trained as an advocate because you're their advocate, right? And the federal government calls you the expert. And so many questions about the training. It's 9 to 5. It's a deep dive. I'm going to let you have lunch and a couple bathroom breaks. And people have asked me if the class is guaranteed, if the intensives are guaranteed. Absolutely. I don't do anything that is not guaranteed. And let me tell you what that guarantee looks like. If for some reason, you take the 2-day intensive and you follow our steps, the same plan that I do when I work with families, and it is a failure, you let me know and show me those steps that you took, and I'm happy to refund every single bit of your money. You get to still keep the documentation, you get to keep the recording that works with the resources, but you're not going to fail when you follow these steps in either advocating for your kiddo, advocating for a loved one, or building a business as an advocate. So yes, there is a guarantee in that. Hey guys, so day one is how to be an advocate. It's a deep dive. It's a lot of information, a lot of resources, a lot of workbooks. You have that forever. If you do the virtual training, you get to keep the virtual training recording forever and ever. And then at the end of each module, of course, we open up for Q&A. So day 2 is a deep dive on how it is that you successfully advocate for a loved one and build a clientele. Because I know a ton of you teachers on here have had about enough of it working with some school districts who don't treat teachers and or staff members in special ed very nice. Gotta get an amen. So, but yes, it's the most amazing training. So this is the first time we're doing a virtual one. We're very excited. Hey guys, a certified advocate. So we don't certify you. We will glorify you, bonify you, and stamp you, but we don't certify people. There certainly is, you'll get if you want a certificate of greatness, we can give you that at the end. There's no advocacy certification. I just want to clear that up. There are many, there are law classes that you take. I take law classes every year. There certainly is the one that Pete and Mary Wright host, for 5 days every August, which is you get a certificate. You're certified at the end. I think COPA may or may not has something that you have to apply for, and you're certified. And then NACET has a program that you can take, but you have to have a master's to even take the class. And then at the end, you're certified. You're certified that you took the class. Doesn't make you a certified advocate. But we will give you a stamp, stickers, and a bag of Funyuns. and you'll go out and change people's lives with kiddos with disabilities between the ages of 3 and 22. So you guys, oh, that's so good. All right, you guys want me to unbox this? You ready for me to unbox it? Who wants to see them? You want to see the merchandise? Of course you want to see the merchandise. So we're very excited about this. I was going to, before I turn it. So this is our first tumbler. Do you guys want to see the tumbler? So I think we all know about tumblers. So, so beautiful packaging. So we just got it. I'm so excited. I'm going to take it out of the box. So this is, keep your drinks obviously really cold or really warm. It's so beautiful. We worked on this for a long time. Yay! So it is our colors. I kind of like blue. So it's the blue glitter that turns into the gold glitter at the top. Do you love that? Yes. And then it has our emblem on it, Special Education Academy. And so, and it comes with a straw and everything. So we are so excited about this. This just came in today. They're on the website. So these are 20-ounce tumblers. We're excited. Yes, if you want information about the Academy or joining or the anythings, just go to specialeducationacademy.com or email us at admin@specialeducationacademy.com. Of course, you can register for any of the in-person classes. The one virtual class, we have about, I think we have just over 20 spots open. It's capped at 50 people. We capped at 49 people, but that's hard math, okay? So then we have our next one. Oh, I need to turn it around. Sorry, we're so excited. Who doesn't love a good, colorful box, right? So this is what I expect. I expect progress. So beautiful. We just got these in. This is awesome sauce. Love these. This is so clean. I expect progress, Special Education Boss. So I had a client. We've had these shirts for a while. We've had these shirts for a very long time. And one of my clients wore the shirt to her meeting today. I was like, so there's that, right? So really, really excited about that. No, you cannot put either one of them in the dishwasher, just like you can't put your children in the dishwasher or your first husband. So avail yourselves of that. That's on our website. The link's in the bio, and just go to the bio of Special Education Academy and just look under shop. And then we have one more. Are you ready? I know, I want the IEP tumbler. Yeah. And then every time something goes wrong, just go like this. And then just like that. It's pretty exciting. I was actually in a mediation the other day, and I had my cup that says that, and then I was like, oh, they can all see it. Then I was like, they need to all see it, right? And then we have the camper mug. Oh my goodness. I love this. We use these for like soups or whatever your teachers are drinking at school, right? So it's insulated, of course, and can't wash it. Don't wash it. No, you can wash it. You can't put it in the dishwasher. I wonder if you can put it in the bathtub. No, probably not. So we're super excited. So we have the camper mug, we have the tumblers, and then we have this. You're the first ones to see it. We'll make a TikTok about it, but super excited. You do. You need them all. These also, these make your hips look small. So there's that. Okay. All right. So did want to do a quick rapid fire because you guys are lovely and it's late, and you did the unboxing with me. I'm sorry. I meant to. I know. I forgot to schedule it. I'm sorry. I'm just a human. Don't tell anybody. Is that plugged in? Oh, there. 15%. Anyway, so yes. So any questions about any of that? And then we have shirts online. Obviously, long sleeve, short sleeves. We're coming out with a crop top, a tube top that just says, right? That would be good, right? If we had like a tube top that says, bam, I expect progress. But I don't know, maybe in the warmer states, maybe in Florida, right? So just want to do a rapid fire this week of just the stuff that happened like a couple of days ago. So I was in an IEP meeting. This is not even, I'm not even kidding. Parents being unreasonable, how do you support them? So how you support them, dad influencer, is that you mirror, right? You say whatever they're saying. I'm so sorry you're feeling that way. I'm so sorry you're going through that. Is there something that we can do to help you in that area? No crop tops here. Yeah, no crop tops. So in the IEP meeting this week, we've gone through, I don't know, heaven, earth, the Dead Sea, over the mountains, through the hills. 4 specific learning disabilities. Say it with me. 4 specific learning disabilities, right? He's 6 years behind in reading. I'm not even kidding. He's 6 years behind in reading. So guess what special education they offered? Go ahead, guess. It rhymes with hero. Yeah, nothing. At the very end, she goes, well, we don't really have any data to support that. I said, well, we're in an IEP meeting. We just developed an IEP and IEP goals and a PLAF. And on the schedule of services page, you got to schedule the services. That's why it's called the schedule of services page. We're reconvening. I don't know who trains people. I am. You are. So anyway, so you guys, we've got to do better for kiddos. We have to, it was the executive director of special education. Like, I'm like, is somebody going to jump out with a camera? Is Ashton Kutcher and we're about to be part of maybe we're going to be part of like a documentary, like, you know, those documentaries that win like an Academy Award. That would be good, wouldn't it? Who would play me? I guess the documentary would play you. Right? Just crazy lunatic advocates thinking that their kiddos should have the full robust IEP implemented so the student can make meaningful and expected progress. Silly, crazy, silly. So that's why we want to train you guys. And yes, somebody asked, we still have the Academy. Academy is fantastic. I had you in the back of my mind today and I told them no on stuff. Tell them no. If it's a no, right? If somebody said, would you like to have, you know, hominy as your side with your steak, you would say no, right? So if you disagree, you're welcome, you guys. If you disagree with somebody at the meeting, just say, I don't agree with you on that. I would just say, I don't see it that way, right? So, what group of people agrees on things, right? So, all right, so we're going to rapid fire answer some questions for till whatever time we're in, till 20 minutes. Can I use your services at a private school? I do represent families that are private schools. There are some private schools that are sort of, that do try to implement support services. So yeah, how long after consent should I get an assessment date? So the day that you sign consent, I would ask them for that due date. It should be, depending on where you are in the United States, somewhere between 45 and 60 days. Texas, haha, I love you. I love you right back. Welcome. Hard data 101 for a child that needs 100% maximum to get attention as seizures. Yeah, in that, I would probably look at mama of 2 or mama off 2. That's good. It's hard for me to read. It's a little. To look at maybe nursing services or consideration for homebound, or maybe even split that, right? Part homebound, part school. How do I share my concern with my son's possible IEP without being seen as troublesome? So how you do that is you got to stop saying that. Just stop saying it. It's a lie. It's not true. If you wouldn't say to your doctor in the emergency room while your daughter's bleeding, I hope I'm not being troublesome. Right? So you have to just stop saying that. I mean, it's the saddest thing to people when I get a client and they absolutely need services and we want to begin services and they say, you know what, Karen, I have a really good relationship with the school. No, you don't. You live there and your kid goes to school. You get along with the people at the school. They get along with you. You like each other. You don't have a relationship with the school, right? So, you have to switch that. This is what I always say. An educational intervention is equal to a medical intervention. Your child is not going to get time back while you're concerned with somebody's opinion of you. I just made a TikTok about that, right? We've been delivered from the fear of man. I'm not concerned about people's opinion of me. My job is to do things with a spirit of excellence and to the best of my ability and support my families or IEP team members or school districts with the depth and breadth of knowledge that I have so that we can serve kids with disabilities. So everybody stop saying, I don't want to bother the school. You're not bothering the school. You're advocating for your child to have baseline services, right? How do we get you to come to our child's IEP? Just email us at admin@specialeducationacademy.com. You are welcome. Take notes. Take notes. Yes. How hard is it to get just that? Need help with requesting one-on-one for my son. Yeah, so that's really very specific. There's a very specific way that you do that. You have to have a lot of data to support that. And there's pros and cons of it, right? And he might need, instead of a one-on-one, he might need a more supported setting. So there's many pieces you got to tease out. Do medical advocates exist? Do you mean like advocates in like medical settings? I don't know. Probably. How long after IE request do they have to respond? How long until they have to provide the PWN? So you have 5 days to provide the PWN, the prior written notice. After an IEE request, it's like any other request, they have 15 days to respond if they're going to grant it or deny it. Do SPED students have to take Spanish in high school? That's a good question, Linda Kay. So, I took Spanish in high school and I can't order breakfast. So, the problem with the LOT requirement, the second language, is that there's no modifications to it, right? And so usually if we have a kiddo that's greatly impacted by their disability, we can get, we can exchange that for something. They usually almost have that in every state. But I'm not going to say every state. How long after requesting the raw data sheets should they respond? That's kind of funny that you said that. I just got scheduled to do a 2-day teacher, actually a district professional development in June. And the head of it is, don't let the advocate come and ask for those pesky raw data collection sheets. So they have, the law doesn't, when you ask for something like that, it's not a specificity around that. It should be a reasonable amount of time, right? But I would give them 2 weeks to provide them to you. Otherwise, I would do, open records request with legal. Any tips for an upcoming 8th grader annual IEP renewal? So make sure that you have that transition supplement pristine and populated. There's nobody better than, I'm reading it off my book, Oregon Transition Resource Handbook. Oregon Transition Resource Handbook, they're the best. And then you want to make sure that you're writing goals for post-secondary success. So I had an IEP today with transition in it, and they just said, this student will find out about going to this college and getting this degree. Nope. So I changed the goal to, this student at the end of every grading period will provide the school district or the county, wherever you guys live, with a brochure. This kiddo was really young, with a brochure of one school or printout by working with a parent that has the track that they want to go on for college, what it costs to go there, how long does it take to graduate, what are the requirements to get into that school, and what do people make for a living when they earn that degree. And then we have them report that to their case manager every grading period. Let's see. I just got my baby a lawyer today. Thank you. You are welcome. Is it too late to get help for a junior in high school? Nope. I just had a kiddo identified that is a senior. If your kid needs help, your kid needs help. My son is 3 and just had an IEP. What are we talking about here? We're talking about making sure that your IEP is robust and that it has expected progress in it. When I talk to people on the phone, strangers, I tell them that when I get your paperwork, it's going to be a train wreck. I've gotten paperwork for 24 years. It has all been a train wreck. So we are here to make sure that your paperwork is pristine so that whoever is implementing it can deliver a product to that student with disability for successful student outcomes. Is there a full list somewhere that covers all evaluations we could potentially ask for? Is there a full list of all evaluations? So we do go over in the training all of the related services that you might be in need of for your student with a disability. And there are a lot, right? So there are audiograms, right? There are dysphagia evaluations for kiddos that eat and choke. There's a million assessments that you could ask for. There's over 300 cognitive assessments. So that is part of our training. There's not a comprehensive list for everything that you could ask for, but we do go over what we would ask for in a robust initial reevaluation and those benefits it would have to the kid. Because without the evaluation, there's no consideration for services. And you can have the services until you have the evaluation. Most people don't know all the services are available to them because they don't know about all the evaluations that you could ask for. Should I hold my child back who's struggling with reading comprehension about 1 to 2 years behind? So holding your kid back is a very personal decision. It's a very personal decision. I would make that privately with a professional to help you go over the pros and the cons. Of course, I don't have your kiddo's file, so I couldn't speak on that right now, but it's certainly a very personal decision. And it's not a special education decision. It's a decision between parent and the administrator. How soon should parents expect the copy of the new IEP after a phone? So after any meeting, they should provide you the copy of the IEP within a day, unless Dad, the influencer, you have not waived your 5 days and you're using that not waiving of the 5 days to finish doing adjustments and corrections to written suggested goals about compliance for behavior, but nothing that addresses the reason. Ugh. Yeah, all day long. I see that all day long. What's the difference between an IEP and a 504? An IEP is an individualized education program that has services, supports, goals, related and/or instructional services, and then special ed support to the student at school, whether that's in class with their general ed peers or in settings without non-disabled peers. A 504 is a civil right. You have the civil right to not be discriminated against based on your disability, and it confirms and allows those students to have an identified disability that impacts them in a major life area to have accommodations. Yep, you just email us if you need anything, hair color, eyebrow pencil, you just email us at admin@specialeducationacademy.com. How do I get a school to implement home hospital instruction, HHI, after doctor's orders recommendation? So we just dialed down on that. I email every day. Can you please tell me who is implementing his IHP with Fidelity and what are their names and how could I contact them? So when my clients are like, so I haven't heard back, should I wait another day? You know, at that point we start emailing on the hour. We say, this is my 3rd request that I haven't got a response to. This is my 4th request because this is your child. I'm so glad I found you. I'm glad I found you. How about to have a 1-year meeting that they can cancel my kid's IEP? I would get representation before I let that happen. I was at an adult party once and asked the special ed director how to teach my special ed kid. When is the virtual event? The virtual event is Saturday and Sunday. And so if you sign up for the virtual event, even if you can't come to some parts of it, you still get the full recording. It's yours forever. All the resources, all the workbooks. So if you can't make it to all of it, don't think that you couldn't still participate. So it is, what is this weekend? Saturday, February 12th and Sunday, February 13th. Let them see you as troublesome. If they aren't supporting your kid, I see that as troublesome. That's good. We need to write that down. Where are you located? I'm located in the wonderful tiny city of 7 million people in Houston, Texas. We would love to help you. If you have a child with an IEP or 504 and you live on the planet, we serve clients everywhere. I'm a school site graduate student. Thank you for being so... Oh, you're welcome, kiddo. I'm so angry at SPED teacher that I write things in the district due to staffing. I'm so angry as a SPED teacher that I write things in the district due to staffing or money cannot do. I know, Sharon. Yes, the Houston area. What's the difference between... Thank you. What a... Vocational training. So vocational training. So if you need vocational training, I would make sure that in your transition supplement that you request a formal FVE, a formal vocational evaluation. And it's really informative for kiddos that are greatly impacted by autism or have an intellectual disability, so that we know what they need going for their goals for post-secondary success. Meeting today with the principal signed to put 10/21/21 for the date. For today, I don't know. Always invite the district nurse. I usually have my parents finalize documents in 24 hours. Thank you. Your Spanish is much better than you think. Thank you. I know to say mantequilla and increíble, which is butter, which is important. And then increíble is incredible. And then I also know how to say dry cleaning. Tinto al día. Why do I know those 3 things? I don't know. Most kids in an IEP get an exemption from language class. My school in Texas, we sub reading lab for Lote. Yeah. She's in Texas. She is in Texas. Daughter started school a month ago and no bus service. Ooh, I don't know. The bus thing has been awful, awful, awful. It's possible to ask for a designated aide for my son, even though he's in a behavior program. You can ask. It's probably very unlikely that would happen. But there are ways to get him better support, even if they're in a behavior program. Texas is different than California. Texas is. We are 50th in special education delivery services out of 50. We are last. Number 1, Arizona. Up for reevaluation next year. Can we ask for reevaluation? No. You can ask for you can ask for new evaluations annually. Measurable self-advocacy goals. So I think this is an interesting topic, and we teach on it and train on it. I think it's interesting that we ask children with disabilities to advocate for themselves, right? But we don't teach them how to do that, right? So anything that's a goal, there has to be SDI in it, right? Specially designed instruction. So we teach that skill, and then we work on generalization, maintenance, and fluency. And again, self-advocacy goals, it just depends on what their deficit is, right? So it's around their unique needs. It's usually almost always listed in the full evaluation. It is a great transition goal, isn't it? Yep. VAAP pros and cons. Oh, I'm not going to even open that up. They're all cons. Did I say that? Yeah. Who has the ultimate say for separate room versus inclusion? Separate room versus inclusive room. The committee. The committee has the ultimate say. I would love to hear your recommendations on the approach of school-based Medicaid reimbursement. You don't want to ask me about SHARs. I won't be doing a training about SHARs. What I can tell you guys, when you fill out that form, they have you sign the SHARs form. You're listening? They put your child's full social security number on about 15 pages. Yeah. And somebody who's a mediator for the family courts, we don't do that. We just put like XXXX and then the last 4 of your social. Oh no, SHARs, Medicaid. Even if you sign the form for your child's, if he ever has Medicaid and you never even had Medicaid, your child's full social security number is listed on 84 million pieces of paper at the school district. So there's that. My daughter's supposed to be using a walker at school. It's in her IEP, but they won't get her one. Oh, they would. I would get her one. Yes. If they need it at school, then they get it at school. I have a kiddo that has 2 $16,000 Tobii eye gaze devices. So yeah, if you need a stander, if you need, yeah, we get it at school. Can a child with severe dyslexia get services for literacy, math, and speech, get dyslexia intervention? If we've identified the need in an evaluation, then they get the interventions, right? My child was diagnosed with PTSD and has behavior due to his trauma. Are there options for an IEP? Absolutely. And those are very specific Perry Forth. So we'd be happy to talk to you kind of about what that looks like. I have a lot of trauma kids. I have a lot of FASD kids, different kinds of trauma. We were actually just talking about that tonight. Let's see. Can only take your classes if I join the academy. No, you could just take the classes and not join the academy. Or you could just join the academy, or you could just... I tumble for you. But, it's either or. The academy is monthly. Stay as long as you want. All the past trainings are in there, over 100 hours of training, workbooks, and resources. Currently in a lawsuit with school district over restraint bruises occurred. Parents, be your kid's advocate. Absolutely. My son's about to graduate high school. He will need his IEP in college. So in college, you can have accommodations. You simply have your student go to the disability office and they'll work through what they need. Found out my son was not getting his accommodations for 3 months. Not okay. So that's why we have the U.S. Department of Education Office of Civil Rights. Any suggestions for expressive language struggles with a smart kid who has great vocabulary? We just had a kiddo like that. You might be looking at one of the SLDs, which they don't even always test on. There's 9 SLDs, right? There's dyslexia, reading fluency, basic reading, reading comprehension, written expression, math calculation, math computation, listening expression, and oral expression. So I have a lot of kiddos who have oral expression deficits. So, but that would be an SLD that presents as a communication need. So I might test for that. Do you think evaluations taken during hybrid learning from COVID should count? Someone was denied IEP. I think anytime that you do an evaluation, it's part of their cumulative folder, right? We can't get rid of it. But certainly ask for another evaluation if you don't think that's appropriate, and certainly ask for an IEE. And then we're just going to do a couple more questions because I promised that, I would go to bed before midnight-ish. I think we all know I'm not going to bed before midnight. Do you think evaluations, tell me it's okay if I put in an IEP, doesn't have to pass STAR. So I don't care about the STAR test. I don't care about any state testing. It's a racket. It's a racket. It's a racket. It's a mafia. Unless you're part of the mafia. We love the mafia. It's just a money grab. It's stupid. It's propaganda. Nobody gets retained. I'm going to say restrained. Nobody gets retained. Nobody doesn't graduate. It's all propaganda. In fact, we're going to have, and then one of my team members remind me, Aubrey or Brittany, send me a message. We're going to have Jackie Martinez. We'll do a dual live. And she tells you all about state testing and how to opt out. Okay. How long is a good length of time for an IEP meeting? Long enough to get in there and get it done and then get out. So it's very rare that I would schedule any meeting more than 2 hours. Like really, like what's happening after 2 hours? Nothing good. So certainly there's different situations. Maybe there's a lot of set of parents and there's, the kiddo has a large amount of disabilities. He has a lot of service providers. Maybe this is an initial. The evaluation is 70 pages long, but nothing over 2 do I ever schedule. Can you have an IEP for a child with ADHD? Absolutely. It's called OHI, other health impairment. That's a medical condition that's acute, that's expected to impact an individual for a lifetime and may be treated with medicine. We have 20 days to provide the parent with IEP, not the next day. You have 20 days? I don't know how you get the 20 days. Yes. Again, if you guys have, if you have any questions, just email us at admin@specialeducationacademy.com. Is there a minimum size of classes for all 60% sped? No. I'm in Iowa. Welcome. Welcome, Iowa. I signed up today. Can't wait. Oh my gosh, it'll be fun. My son's school denied testing 2 years, even with added diagnosis. It's unfortunate. You got to have representation. You guys you're in court. When you're in an IEP meeting, you're in court. You're sitting there in a legal setting. And I was with an IEP meeting this week. And one of our academy members can tell you there is an attorney there. An attorney who's like an attorney. I could have said, IDEA says we have to wear purple socks on Thursdays when the barometric pressure is low. She had no idea. Like, none. So, okay, a couple more. Thank you. How to write an SEP if you're homeschooled. My child had an IEP, went to public school. That's an interesting question. I don't know how you would write that because you're just the person providing homeschooling. I mean, maybe as it relates to a co-op, that'd be an interesting thing to look into. Most states have a state, not agency, but coalition of co-ops. I might ask them there. My son was denied in Virginia without even, We have another virtual academy training, advocate training. Your current one lands on the Super Bowl weekend. Listen, dad of influencer, really, the Super Bowl doesn't start till at night. We'll be done at 5. So you'll still have time to get your Frito pie and yell for one of the teams that's going to win. So, the Super Bowl. Yes, do people still watch the Super Bowl? I don't know. And if you have to miss the last hour because you want to watch the Super Bowl, it'll be on the recording. I'm a para and work in classroom with mild severe kinder to 6th graders. Thank you for being a para. We love the information you provide, parent. Oh, thanks, you guys. You can ask for a reevaluation, but you can be denied every year, but can be denied. You actually can't be denied a reevaluation annually. Let me just speak to that, and this will be my last question. So you cannot, legally deny a parent an evaluation if they're already in special education, and if it has been a year and that assessment has not been done within the last year, the school district cannot legally deny them. Parents and teachers are their advocates. Yep. So do children have to have a diagnosis before qualifying for a 504? Right. So you have to have an eligibility, right? You have to have an eligibility that affects a student in a major life area. So yes, this is my last 2 questions. As teachers, it's very difficult to get everything done. Are you supporting your state to change this? So I am imploring my state and every state to change this. And how we change it is we fund it. So 79807, I always have 2 mission statements that our kiddos get what they need and that schools bust out their treasure box and pay to support teachers in classrooms. So do your states not have AEAs, area education agencies, who help district test and get IEPs? So in our state, we have ESCs, Educational Service Center, but there usually should be a volunteer place that can help you with that. Do you see that teachers advocate for their students? We care. Absolutely, we see that. We love teachers. I can't tell you how many of my clients are teachers. My child has a medical. Why is it that teachers are not understanding that it is illegal to take picture or video of your kiddos? I don't know. All those Social Security numbers are not on lots of forms on North Carolina. Okay, so they are. So I've done open records in every state. So when you fill out the form at the table, right, when somebody provides you that form, they're not on there. But when the person at the district level opens a SHARS account, which is federal, they do have your full Social Security number on many pages. I need help. Just email us. It's not the school's responsibility to buy all items needed for children. It's the school's responsibility to provide, not buy for, things that they would need to be successful at school. So if that's adaptive equipment, they actually are responsible for that. Are they responsible for buying them, an iPad so they can watch Cocomelon? No. Can you recommend a great speech device for a beginner? So great speech device for a beginner. So I would go to Toby.Vox has merged, and there's lots of groups on Facebook and look at what kind of a device your student needs. We have a training from Dr. Deanne Olenek, a couple of them on our Special Education Academy YouTube page. She's amazing. When you look at a speech device, you want to make sure that when you get that device, that augmentative communication device, that you feature match. So that's based on what the device does and what the student needs. So thanks you guys for jumping on. We're going to go through this again. So we did the unboxing if you didn't see it earlier. So these are brand new tumblers that you're going to take to your next IEP meeting. I expect progress, Special Education Boss. So we have tumblers. Look how beautiful that. You cannot put them in the dishwasher. And then we have the camper mug. What? So you can put soup in there, or I don't know, Bailey's and coffee, whatever you guys have for breakfast before you go to teach. I expect progress, Special Education Boss. And then this is my new favorite. We just got this, and we just unboxed this tonight. Special Education Academy. So these are fantastic. So it's our colors. It's that blue glitter that goes up to the gold. And you can put whatever, Jesus juice in there that you want. And then we have other merchandise on the website. We love you guys. Thanks for all of your comments. Remember, when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody. We'll see you guys in the next video.